Good afternoon, children.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes. How are you all, children?
I am fine. Thank you.
All are fine.
Thank you.
Okay. Did you complete the notes which I sent last week? Before?
Yes.
All of you have completed? Wrote neatly
Yes.
in your notebook? Sure?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Wait. Okay. Rishikesh, Meenakshi, Durga, Srived, Darshit. Yes. Okay, children. Okay, that means you have completed, isn't it? Neatly in your notebook. Good. Okay, Sarah. You have also completed. Heaven, Janita. Okay, good. Dev and Deol. Helen. Okay, good, children. Good. So we were doing measurement chapter, isn't it? You remember? Ayush. Okay, Ayush.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You remember measurement which we have learned?
Yes.
Okay, shall I ask? Oh, muting everybody now. I muted everybody now. Let me see how many of you remember measurement that we have learned. What is length? Who can tell me what is length? Yes, Nia?
A distance between two endpoints of an object is
Yeah.
length.
Yes, good. Length is the distance between two endpoints of an object. Okay, so what are the 4 units that we have learned? Yes, Joachim, what are the 4 units? Kilometer. Kilometer, then? After kilometer, he is not getting the rest. Yes, Advait. Kilometer, then?
Kilometer, millimeter,
Millimeter,
meter,
meter,
centimeter.
centimeter. Yes, good. So the 4 units that we have learned about is kilometer, meter, centimeter, millimeter. Out of these 4, which is the biggest unit? Out of these 4, Meenakshi.
Kilometer.
Kilometer. Good. Out of these 4, kilometer is the biggest unit. Which is the smallest unit? Good, Meenakshi. Good, Advait. Then Nia, good. You have told the answers. Okay, then now, which is the smallest unit? Darshit.
Millimeter.
Millimeter is the smallest unit. Good. Now, which is the standard unit of length? Standard unit of length. Diol.
Meter.
Meter. Good. Meter is the standard unit of length. So, these were the 5 points we learned that day. Isn't it? Length is the distance between 2 endpoints of an object. Then, kilometer, meter, centimeter, and millimeter are the units of length. Kilometer is the biggest unit, millimeter is the smallest unit, and meter is the standard unit of length. Now, Kilometer is used for measuring the distance between two places, which is too long. If you are not able to see, yes. Kilometer is used for measuring the distance between two places for the distance which is too long. If we cannot see from one point to the other point, from where we are standing, if we are not able to see the other point, we will use kilometer. And meter is used for the big height, for the big length. But if we are able to see from one point to the other point, and if we are not, it is not possible to measure with the scale, we use meter. Now, centimeter is used when the object can be measured or the distance can be measured with the big scale. And millimeter is used when the object or the distance is too small. So if it is smaller than the small scale, we use millimeter. Okay, got? So when do we use kilometer? Kilometer is used for the distance between two places or when the distance is too long. If we are not able to see from one point to the other point, it is the distance between two endpoints, isn't it? If we are not able to see from this point to the other point, we use kilometer. And meter is used for the distance if we are able to see from one point to the other point, but if we are not, it is not possible to measure with the long scale, we use meter. Okay, now I am going to give some fill in the blanks. Let me see how much you understood. Okay, do you have, all of you are having a rough book with you, right? Take your rough book, take a page. I'm going to give some questions, then we will discuss the answers now in the class. All of you take your rough book and put today's date. Today's date is 4th of January 2021, the new year. Now 2020 is over, it is 2021, 412021. Heading is fill in the blanks. What happened, Nia? Are you not writing? Nia Xavier? You're writing. Okay. All of you take care of book. Done. Now, first question. The height of a building. The height of a building is measured in dash. If the height of a building is measured in kilometer, you write kilometer. If it is meter, write meter, centimeter, or millimeter. The height of a building From down, if we are standing down, we can see the upper part of the building. From the starting point, we can see the end point, but we are not able to reach our hand. We are not able to measure with the scale. Second one, the length of a classroom. The length of a classroom is measured in. The length of a classroom is measured in dash. Here also, we can see the starting point and the end point. Third one, the distance between. Distance between our house and school. Two places. Fourth one, the length of a chalk piece. Wait, the distance between our house and a school can be measured in dash. Fourth one, the length of a chalk piece the length of a chalk piece can be measured in dash. Fifth one, the length of a notebook. The length of a notebook can be measured in dash. What happened, Dev and Diol? Done. Advait. Advait has finished writing. Anybody else? Helen has finished. Heaven has finished writing. Yes. Now once again, the unit kilometer is used for measuring the distance between two places. And it should be very long. So long that we should not be able to see the starting point and the end point. If you are not able to see the end point by standing at the starting point, we use kilometer. If you are able to see the end point, we use meter. And centimeter is used when we can measure with the scale, big scale. Millimeter is used when the object is, or the distance between 2 points will be too small, smaller than the scale. Got? Now let me check. Going to ask the answers. Let me see. Aditi Arun.
Ma'am.
Yes. First one. The height of a building is measured in
Meter.
meters. Good. The height of a building is measured in meters. If we are standing down of the building, we will be able to see the upper part of the building, isn't it? From the starting point to the end point, we are able to see. So we use meter. Good. Helen,
Yes, ma'am.
the length of a classroom is measured in
Meter.
meters. Good. The length of a classroom. The length of a classroom is big, but we are able to see the starting point and the ending point. But it is difficult to measure with the long scale. So we use meter. Good. Now, Advait already told one answer. Now, some of the videos are off. I will not ask to them. Now, Ahmad Wazim.
Yes, ma'am.
The distance
Kilometer.
between, third one, the distance between our house and a school can be measured in
Kilometer.
kilometers. Big. From our house, it is not possible to see the school. The distance is very long, isn't it? So we use kilometer. Good, Bazi. Now, Ashwell,
Yes.
the length of a chalk piece can be measured in
Centimeter.
centimeter. It can be measured in millimeter also, isn't it? Because the chalk piece is not very long. It will be smaller than the small scale, isn't it? So we can measure it with the millimeter also. So you can write millimeter. Because since it is smaller than the scale, we can use millimeter. Now, next one. Srived,
Yes, ma'am.
the length of a notebook can be measured in
Centimeter.
centimeter. Yes, good. The length of a notebook is not very smaller than the scale, so it can be measured in centimeter. So this is the way you have to answer. Fill in the blanks. Today I will send some fill in the blanks. The answers will not be given. You have to think and you have to answer. Then on Wednesday we will discuss the answers. Yes. So once again, before winding up the class, we will just revise once again. There are 4 units of length: kilometer, meter, centimeter, and millimeter. Kilometer is used to measure long distances. If we are not able to see from the starting point to the end point, we will use kilometer. Then meter is used when the distance cannot be measured with the scale, and if from one point to the other point, from the starting point to the end point, if we are able to see, but the distance is longer than the big scale, we use meter. Then centimeter is used when the distance can be measured with a big scale. Millimeter is used when the object or the distance between 2 points will be shorter than the small scale. Okay, got? Okay. Now, time is there, so 3 more questions. Sixth one. The distance between two endpoints is its dash. Seventh one. The biggest unit of length is dash. Eighth one. The standard unit of length is dash. Okay, so let me see who can answer the sixth one. Sarah?
Ma'am,
The distance between two endpoints is its?
kilometer.
The distance between two endpoints is
Length.
length. Good. Yes. The distance between two endpoints, when we will measure the distance between two endpoints, we will get its length. Length. Now, next one. Santino. The biggest unit of length is
Kilometer.
kilometer. Good. The biggest unit of length is kilometer. The standard unit of length is Devana.
Yes, ma'am.
Devana, the standard unit of length is
Meter.
meter. Good. The standard unit of length is meter. Yes. Okay. So the notes has already been sent, children. You have already written the notes. Now today I will send some fill in the blanks. The answer won't be there. You have to think and you have to answer the all the questions. And we will discuss the answers in the class on Wednesday. Okay. Now once again, kilometer is used to measure the distance between two places. And it should be too long. From one point to the other end point, we will not be able to see. In that case, we use kilometer. Meter is used to measure the length or the height. If from the starting point we are able to see the end point, but the distance will be longer than the big scale. Centimeter is used to measure the distance if it can be measured with the big scale. And millimeter is used to measure when the distance between the endpoints is smaller than the scale. Okay, so these are the 4 units. So I will be sending fill in the blanks today. You have to think and you have to answer. We will discuss the answers in the class on Wednesday. Okay, children? Yes, Azim. You have written. Okay, Azim.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.